Go ahead and start dancing. Start dancing, John. I saw you. Go ahead.
I love our intro. I love that music. It's just great. Hello, everybody. Hello, Lily. This is Thursday, and it's time to talk OTC and penny stocks with our viewers. We've already got some people here, quick and easy. Boy, I like that. How has it been, Lily?
Been doing good, John. How about you?
Not bad. Well, that's a lie. It has been kind of rough for me, but otherwise, ups and downs, ups and downs.
Gotcha. It was too cute watching you dance. I wish you guys could see it during the countdown. I can see John, and he was just a dance, and he was getting.
Like I said, I love Thursdays. I love talking to viewers live, and I love my intro music. I got something in there that's real peppy.
Yeah, it's peppy.
Everyone else is dancing too.
Welcome, everyone.
I'm going to pull up our news here.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. Oh, I need to make it big screen. There's been a lot of stocks bouncing, but the market has been pretty slow this week, actually. We haven't had a whole lot going on in the OTC, across the whole market. It's been really, really slow. Let me see. Let's make this a little slower for you and a little bigger.
Our talks with Jay Powell yesterday, that didn't help much either with the overall market.
No, I actually got my butt smacked on an option because of that. It's a long story and things happen. What can you say? All right, here we go. Share my screen. I'm ready to do that. Bingo. And let me refresh this, get a little bigger for you. Hopefully it's not too fast. Yada, yada, yada. Here we come. All right.
You're not sharing your screen. I can't see your screen.
You see it?
No.
No, you don't see my screen.
No, you're not sharing, I don't think.
Let's try that again then.
There we go.
Bingo?
Yep.
Bingo. All right. See, I didn't have my other screen open. That's the only way I can see my friends here. There we go. Now I can see my comments too. So we've had a lot going on this week. A lot of stocks have been popping on catalysts. We've got a lot of shell companies moving around. Matter of fact, one of the biggest ones right now. My bad again. Did you all survive? Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for me.
PLPL. PLPL is a shell company that has been under a lot of discussion with me and a lot of Twitter people today. Tweeters, I guess that's what you call them. Originally, I had announced that PLPL was a subsidiary of TXTM, which we kind of look at if we have a moment. But it was said in their last financial from TXTM, it was their subsidiary. Well, there's a lot of people telling me, not true, you're wrong, you're not doing your DD. And I dove into it, and there's a lot more going on now. Looks like they are currently a shell company. They hold some shares of TXTM and were originally the controlling holder of Protex. It wasn't TXTM back then. It was Protex Mobility. And they gave back about 75% of the shares, which I don't think that makes them a controlling shareholder anymore. But the company themselves have had news. They're a shell company now, and they just are in the midst of reverse merger right now with EV Hotel. Really a strange name because the first thing you think about is electronic vehicles. And
a place for my car.
Right. No, it's not. I'm not quite sure what the EV stands for. There's probably an acronym or something. But they're a hotel that is getting into the digital age. They're connecting the Internet of Things and a whole lot of other stuff to create a whole new hotel experience. But I found news today that they're actually doing a lot more than that. I found an article that was out in April. They did a deal with Bapes. Bapes World, the NFT people that make those apes, I guess. Bapes makes the apes, NFTs. And they've got a deal with them that they're going to be selling NFTs through them and through a Chicago exchange. So they've got a lot more going on than we've even been talking about on Twitter today. So it took a big jump today, not huge, but I mean, it was up like 30, 40, 50%, somewhere around there. And It looks like it's got a lot of attention. There was about 300 trades on it today, maybe more, but there's a lot of activity on Twitter. And if people are looking at it at Twitter, that means there's going to be a lot of activity on the stock. So that is one that you should be keeping your eye on right now, just because everybody else is.
Well, just to go back to what you were saying, that it's a subsidiary of TXTM. I mean, we don't make this stuff up. You saw it in a filing. It might have been an old filing. Apologies. It happens. We are human, and we're just trying to do the best we can to get information, valid information.
Any mistakes? I
Of
post
course.
every picture from every filing. I'm only following what I'm finding, and I'm just posting.
Yeah, we don't make it up.
Right. That's exactly right. I do not make anything up. I may misunderstand it, but I'll post where I got my information from. And that's what I always ask. If you've got a
Yeah.
contrary opinion or you know something I don't, just post the information.
That's right. Let's discuss it, because that's what we do. All right, John.
This
So
is
thank you
our
for the
link
news.
here, folks. If you want to join us over at Penny Boys, we have the major exchange, we have the OTC, we do options, crypto, whatever you're interested in.
Yeah.
We do it all over there. We have traders that do it all. And the OTC part of it is the smallest. You guys aren't coming in and just saying hello, tasting the goodies on the table. This is where Lily and I are all day. And if you say something, we'll get in there. We'll talk to you. Share
Oh, yeah.
what you're looking at. We'll share what we're looking at. Who knows what we'll find together.
So I see
All
we
right.
already have some comments, John. They're on it today.
Well, then let's get into it. My stuff is only here in case we got nothing to say.
Well, you want to
All
start
right.
with DVLP?
Let me see here. Let's get over the OTC market. DVLP.
Yeah,
60
Delta.
He was here early. He was here early.
Yeah, he was.
I'm gender neutral when it
He or
comes
she.
to folks,
They were
so.
here early. There we go.
DVLP. I think we covered this once or twice. Golden Developing Solutions. All right. Have they got any news right now? They're up 10% by this chart. Sometimes you find that the actual chart is higher. There may be a 15-minute delay here that we're in the midst of. Geez, that's all old news. We got no news here. Let's see if we have any disclosures. What? What's this?
What? That looks old.
Yeah, those are all old filings. They must. Well, something, a lot isn't looking right over here. That's all 2019 financial filings, and they're pink current. So not everything's here, obviously. Let's see. Yeah, they did less shares today than they do normally. And share structure, 683. All right, since I really can't find anything good here, folks, I will use Twitter. I think Twitter is a good place to get leads. I may not consider it as gospel because we're all human on here. Well, at least I thought so. Elon Musk doesn't think so. But, I can get 100, 1,000 eyeballs all looking at the same stock for me. So this is definitely a shortcut to doing BD. Let's see what we got here. 1 hour ago, imagine selling before the run. Yeah, we always do that. All right. OS and AS reductions, low float, 664 million. Is that a low float to you, Lily?
I mean, for OTC, it's decent. It's decent. I wouldn't say it's low.
It's under $1 billion, so yeah.
It's under $1 billion.
World's first acquisition of 25 million rev, second closing tomorrow. When was this? This was put out today. So wherever this news is, we obviously need to jump out into Google because it's not being brought in.
It might be on their site.
Medical pharma. Let's see. Is anybody going to mention any names here? 60 million acquisition closing tomorrow. So we do have some people on top of this. So it's obviously worth some due
Yeah, there's a
diligence.
lot of chatter out there.
Yeah, sounds like they've made one acquisition and they got a second one. And here we're talking second and third. Now, hey, is this that one we looked at last week, Lily, when they said we had one acquisition that had two parts and we got a second acquisition that's going to be more? Do you remember?
I can't remember the ticker, but I do write our strings down, so I probably wrote it down. I could try to find it.
So obviously they're involved with something more than just one acquisition. They said first, second, and third. So something is definitely going on here. And if our clock was unlimited, I'd probably jump into it. Let's go check out that chart for DVLP. See if we can pick up on any sentiment by the volume coming in. All right, I'm going to kick this back. Let's go 20 days. All right. She's gotten above her 200 and she's trying to stay above it. She got under it right here and she's sitting on top of her 50 right now, but she is rolling around.
I mean, it looks beautiful right there.
Yeah, she looks like she's ready to come up. Everything is at a point of picking up right now. Let me back out just a little bit further. Let's see what we've got going on. Yeah, we are on an uptrend with a lot of volatility coming into the picture right now, and it looks like our volume is picking up as well. So you've got more volume coming in. She is showing a lot more strength on the 4-hour chart. You're getting more interest in this on a regular basis. She looks like she wants to continue to climb, but obviously it's going to be based on the catalyst right now and not the technicals. And I would like to, and I probably will.
I mean, sorry, John, just look at the chart right there, what you were just looking at from the previous run it had. I don't like it there. It needs to break out above that previous run before I would be interested at this level. So I'd be looking for a pullback on this one if you're interested in playing it, because it's gotten really close to where it was before, but it hasn't broken out. So that's just something I want to point out to everybody.
Talking right there at its high?
Yep, right there.
Yeah.
It tried to do it again and got close, but not quite.
There's our first step. It's got to get over this one first, which is 0.0132, and then push up and make a new high. And that's really what Lily is saying. She's making lower highs right now. Boom,
yep.
Boom, boom.
And Signal Pops is saying this is not a P&D, a pump and dump. He's saying it's not a pump and dump. And
if they're making,
it may not be.
No, if they're actually spending money, shares are moving back and forth. That's not a pump and dump. But obviously, more due diligence is involved here. They've got 1, 2, 3 acquisitions, and I don't know what any of them are because they didn't put it over there at the OTC market. But naturally, if I was on my own, I'd be hitting Google up right now and getting all the information I possibly.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that we didn't see it, the news part of it, on the OTC markets. That's strange.
And I'm thinking the last time we were here, we did get that news. Now it's come in. See, we've got news down here.
Okay, that's better. So that makes me feel better.
So what do we got here? Acquisition announcement at the beginning of this last month. Second set of acquisitions. Second set. So the first set, the second set completes acquisitions on 10/17. Completes
the second.
Let's see if we can get a little insight then to this company quickly. Come on, load for me.
Yeah, that's looking much better. And seeing that they're completing these acquisitions is telling me the management is doing what they said they were going to do, which is very important.
This is what we were looking at. This is 2 of 2 parts. This was that one we talked about.
Okay.
Multiple parts in multiple acquisitions. And last week, a week ago, we looked at this. And if we go on the 20-day.
Yeah, let me see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we looked at it back here. So we said, there's a lot going on. So for the last week, it has been rising.
Yeah, it's beautiful. With the uptrend right there is gorgeous.
Yeah, for the last week. And, right now it's probably, as you said, you can see we're on this trend line right here, banging our heads on it. Chances are she's going to come rolling back down to this same area right here across the bottom.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But Signal Pops is saying it's the best ticker in OTC.
Well, I'm telling you, a little bit of belief never hurt. If you're going to invest in something, believe in it.
And I hope you were already in it back from last week when we talked about it.
All right. What else you got for me over there, Lily?
So we have the next one was from Chris. Can WSRC break out? We have to see the chart and what's happening.
Yeah, you also had your comment in there before the bell went down. And I ran over there real quick just to see, Western Sierra Resources. All right, this is the company with the water, I do believe. The $40 million in water assets. And this company's come a long ways, a long ways. They're working with GHBP, I think it is, something like that, Global Hemp. They're working with Global Hemp, and they just made another deal where they've increased value in property by bringing water rights to it, and it's helping them make a lot of money. Their biggest push, though, as you'll see down here, is that they're working with, well, I see they're working with gold and silver now, too. There it is, green building products for construction of affordable homes using green technology, which is hemp. Up in the Hayes area of Colorado, Global Hemp has bought property, and Western Sierra came in and gave them the water rights to it. They needed the water to grow the hemp. They're putting a factory next to their growth area where they're going to make their concrete, their hempcrete, their wood, their insulation, all out of hemp. And then next to that, they're building an entire community of homes that will be lived in, that are going to be built out of all of this green material and a whole lot of other green technologies incorporated into the homes. And it's going to be a showcase for the rest of the country and the world that they want to duplicate everywhere else. And their factory will make all the products for all those places building. And this company has made the property worth everything it's worth because of the water. And they did just make a new deal here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right there, a federally funded project, $1.5 billion. I can't remember who this was with, Santa Maria Valley Water Conservation. They're doing a lot of different projects. Due diligence will help. But this is a legitimate company that just with their water rights are helping other companies increase the value of their properties by bringing water to them, and everybody profits out of this. So the company has definitely got potential out the wazoo because everybody needs water. Let's see what that chart says. Well, before we go, let's see what sort of share count we got. Well, now I'll call that a low float on the OTC, 161 million.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Could be 140. They had no revenues up until this last year. They jumped up to $1.2 million. Add those 3 zeros to everything here. And quarterly, it's getting erratic. I don't know what's going on. 195,000 the first quarter of this year, but nothing the second quarter. Let's take a look at WSRC. You know, I talked about this well over a year ago when I talked about Global Hemp. I made a video about them because I am sold. Oh, and in case you didn't know, hempcrete has now been approved for, is it 42 out of 50 states or something like that? It wasn't approved at all before. It wasn't approved at all, and that just happened in the last 45 days. That's going to open up not only the market for hemp, which is totally legal in every single state, but it's also going to open up the market for construction. Here.
All right.
SRC. Okay, let's back this one up to 4 hours, 6 months. Well, you can see she's been getting a lot of activity here, and she's on a growth spurt, folks. This is what Lily likes to see. Higher highs. Once it breaks that level, then you start looking at it real close.
Yeah, breaks it and holds it. So far, we are not holding it yet, and I think that's what Chris is referring to. You know, can it break out?
Well, she's got all the momentum right now on the 4 hour. She has got a little bit of pullback, but you got to expect for pullbacks. It's come down to a 20-day 1 hour. She consolidated for quite a while.
Yeah, I love seeing that.
Yeah, this and what do you look for, Lily, when you see a consolidation?
So the consolidation part, first of all, just seeing for how long it went on for. It lasted, a week or so. Nice, strong consolidation after the pop, which is really good because it didn't give much of it back. And then once it starts climbing, what I like to see, the initial pop, is it holding above that, where the resistance was for that? There you go. Especially the candle, not so much the wick, but the top of the candle. I want to see it hold above that. So, and if we pull back, that's kind of where I expect it to pull back to, or around that area. And if it's holding that, I look for it to continue.
There you go, folks. Lily knows. She's good on her charting. I like to take leads from Lily.
All right, just it kind of gives you an idea, and it also gives you an idea of maybe where you can buy in instead of buying, if it's at the top right now, because it may cool off and pull back just a little bit. you don't want to buy there. You want to be more patient. If you're already in, great, but if you're trying to get in, you want to find a good area. And sometimes we miss that, or we don't get that pullback. And that's where, unless it's something I'm just invested in and I believe in, that's where I just choose not to take that play and I move on to the next one. I wait for the opportunities. You got to be patient.
She does look like she's at that point right now of a breakout or a pullback.
Yes.
We're at that point for both the support and the trend line. So she's right there right now. And as I said, this company, when you're dealing with water, it's not anything you manufacture. I mean, it doesn't, they really don't even have any expenditures. They're not having to buy anything, convert anything, no man hours to process. They've got water rights in ways I don't understand, but 40 million has been multiplied out for them many times. And companies like Global Hemp have helped them, and they've been working side by side and are still working. They keep expanding and they keep getting more water rights, which is helping this company. So I think the company has potential because water is a vital commodity. There is no doubt about that. Right alongside corn and pork bellies, you got water. It just hasn't got its own ticker yet. So this company has a good product, and it's not drinking water, it's water rights for the land. Once you bring water to land, automatically doubles the value of that land, just like that, initially. Then it just grows from there because you can do something on the land. So I do like this company. The chart is showing weaknesses right now. She's come through her 50. She's breaking down through her trend. She's going to come down to that 200 most likely. All of the technicals show that there is a pullback right now, some negative pressure.
Yeah, this is a time to be patient because it's right there at that area.
Right. It's a
so either it's going to break out and you're in, or it's going to pull back and you can get a nice, as long as it's holding steady, get a nice position waiting for the continued uptrend.
All right. We got another one there, Lily.
You're welcome, Chris. The next one they had was DBGI, which that's the one I was planning on talking about today.
Oh, good.
So either I can go on into it now, or we can go ahead and finish covering some of the other ones before we switch. Okay.
Jump on in, baby.
Give me just a second. I'm going to get everything pulled up for y'all.
Time. You take a second, by all means.
All right. Share screen. Here we go. Okay, so can you see the screen first of all?
Can.
All right, so DBGI, I don't know a lot about it. I do know, and that's what they were asking about the reverse split. That's happening tomorrow. It's a 1 for 100. So if you have 100 shares, you will have one tomorrow after this reverse split. Me personally, I don't like being in reverse splits, so I'm not in this one just yet. And the question was, do we think it can go up after that split? Yes, I would say yes. Because we're going to have a float of like 500,000. That's a micro float. I mean, it's really small. So, and this is a NASDAQ stock, you guys. This is not OTC.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think there's a potential for it to squeeze. I mean, we got 462% in e-commerce revenue, and it's a 3.7 million revenue per quarter. But their current market cap is like 3.56 million. So this is a substantial increase. So that's kind of put my eyes on the company, and that's the reason why. And that's why a lot of people are probably looking at it. The reverse split will allow it to stay listed. If it's around 8 cents like it is right now, it's probably going to be around $8 when the split happens.
With a really small, tempting float.
Very small, yes. And I can't say it's going to happen Friday. Can't say it's going to happen Monday or Tuesday, but we're definitely looking at it because of this. They have good fundamentals right now when it comes to cash, stuff like that. It doesn't seem like they need to make an offering too soon. Not saying that couldn't happen though. So be aware that you could have an offering even right after this reverse split, which will definitely harm what's happening in the price changes or anybody playing the stock or it's on a run. If they need a cash grab, they will make it. Okay, so just be aware of that. The acquisition, there's an acquisition happening after the split. As far as I know, it's in November. I don't know who with. I have no idea. You can check more into that to see if it's something you can You might even can give it a few days just to see how this shakes out from the split, which is usually what I do, unless we just got tons of volume already on it. Who
The
knows how it
company
goes?
that they're going into is Sundry, which is a ladies' clothing line.
Okay.
They're doing about $27 million a year revenue right now.
Yep. Okay. Not too bad. And like I said, they're doing things to increase their revenue, which is really good. They've been doing good quarter over quarter. So what I'm looking at right now is a 20-day chart, 1 hour. And right here we hit the 6 cents range. So anybody that's in this area, when it splits, they're going to be in at like $6, $6.04. They're going to be okay at first. Now this is going to be very volatile if it starts moving. The price gap in between the ask and the bid is going to be huge probably, unless we get a lot of volume in there, and then it'll start taking off. So that's the key to it, is watching the volume and seeing what you have going on after the split. Usually in my experience, after the reverse split, they do pull back a little bit. Most of the people that's in there, that $6 range right now, or what it will be tomorrow, are probably going to take profit, especially if it hits like $10 real quick or something like that. You know, it's a quick play.
First
So I
split
think,
was a lot.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But you have time to kind of wait for it to shake out. Oops. You have time to wait for it to shake out and see what it's doing and what it's going to do, you guys. So that's my thoughts on it. I will be keeping an eye on it. Because the cents comes back to dollars, if we treat this like $6 to $8 range, I would not want to see it go below the 6. I would like to see it hold in the 7 to 750 area once the split happens. And if we can hold that and keep climbing, I would feel pretty good about it. If it decides to let that go and revisit the 6 area, it needs to hold 6. And if it decides to let that go, then you want to definitely step back and just wait for it. And most of the time it takes 1 to 3 days for a stock to start catching that momentum and getting eyeballs on it, more than just the people that are already aware. So, because, the initial pops happen and then the rest of the market starts looking at it, so it could happen. Just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on that volume. That's going to be key. And also, if you're going to play it, do understand how fast it's going to move, up or down. So I would not put any more than my grocery money in this. Unless you see, yes, like $200 or less, something you'd spend at Walmart, unless you see, or you have DD that you believe in this company and what they're doing, they have more acquisitions coming. If you know more about it than I do, fine, suit yourself. Just understand how violent it can be, how volatile it'll be, and how fast it can move. Because you could be there at $6 or $7, and next thing you know, you're sitting at $3 and $4 really quick. So just kind of take it at that. If you see the stock tomorrow or next week, and let's say it's sitting at $12 or wherever, all you have to do is take that share price, divide it by 100, and that tells you what it would have been. And to be honest, this might sound crazy. This is 180 day. That's not enough information. Let me give you a 30-day. Let's look at a 30-day. We'll just go with 1 hour, 30-day chart. All right, so this right here, take a screenshot of it, you guys. Kind of compare what this chart was doing before. I mean, it's not a bad idea, because the chart data you're going to have after this might be a little skewed with the share structure afterwards and what the price will be. It's going to look a little weird when you go back to the past, like the history of the chart, right? So you can kind of compare it. You can divide by 100, and you know about where you would be on this chart. And this is the last 30 days for the stock. The low was 6, the high was 15. These are still going to be key points and resistances once it starts going, if it does. Not saying it's going to, but with the acquisition coming, we know there's news coming. I feel pretty good that this one's going to do well, or you're going to get some gains off of it. I would be patient and wait to see if we have a dip on it, though, or just see if you have volume flooding in. That's different. That's a quick play, and that's how I play it quickly. And that's all I got for DBGI.
That's all there was.
Yeah. I mean, BLFR. Okay. I hadn't heard of that one. I mean, I think that's a NASDAQ one, too.
I've got that pulled up here. Let me share my screen.
I hope that helped.
Oh, it did. A little from me, a little from you goes a long ways.
Well, it just happened. It was just so funny when I saw it because it happened to be the one I was doing some research on, and just knowing it's going to split tomorrow.
So this is BLFR, and he was asking, why is this not showing up on Think or Swim? I can't find any of
Oh,
this online. All right, I did look. The chart stopped over here on the 1st of this month, so the last 2 days, it has not been trading. Looking over here at OTC Market, I didn't check the news. Let's see if they got anything there. DDDDD enters into managing partner profit sharing operating joint venture with one of Florida's largest family owned produce wholesalers. And that happens to be listed in the disclosure supplemental information change of control. They made a deal here with Miracle Life Farm, and there is a complete change of control right now. They got 100% of it. So I've got to presume with the 100% acquisition and change of control,
wow.
the market while everything changes control in the background. Once they get all that taken care of. Now, why there's not a D there, I can only guess that they're not changing the name. They're not changing the share structure. They're not changing the ticker. That's normally why the D goes on the end of the ticker. But they've obviously had a change of control here, which is good news, I would presume.
So, just curious, John, if it was going to be taken like a private company, the ticker wouldn't even be there anymore, correct? Because I can still see it on Thinkorswim, but it hasn't been traded since the first.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. The company Blue Fire Equipment now uses Miracle Life Farm as their website as well as their email. So this new company has come in and taken over. They are no longer Blue Fire Equipment. They are actually Miracle Life Farm. But they haven't changed their name. They haven't filed to change their ticker, and it doesn't look like there's anything going on to change their share structure. But then this is a very short form. They didn't give us a lot of information here. So some more DD is relevant. But I'm saying this is probably why it's not on TOS right now. There is a change of control. You got to take care of all the paperwork and get that taken care of. And then it doesn't always have to happen, but it happens in a lot of cases. So I would just wait and be prepared, because obviously with the change of management, a new merger, there's obviously a catalyst sitting on the table. And I just don't know enough about it to say if it's a hot catalyst or if it's neutral. You may know more than I do.
No, I don't. That's what I was wondering. But I do see that hadn't been traded since the 1st of November.
So she had a big jump back here on what day was that? That is wow, August 11th. So I don't know. Was there any news here on August 11th?
Look at that ticker. I think
August
I've traded that.
Let's see. Oh, look for those catalysts. There's September 15th. That's as far back as they go. But that was a huge jump, obviously. She moved here from 1.2 cents up to 12 cents. That's 1,000% gain right there. She had 1,000% gain and came right down to the center of it, kept 50%, and has been riding that here until just here recently. And there's not been a lot of trading on it. You can see we've got some blank spots in there. There's actually been more trading pre-market, after-market than actually during the market hours. So, and this is an OTC stock, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, it is.
We're not allowed to trade OTC stocks pre-market, after-market. These are your marketers, your brokers, people who know a little more than we do, and that's where all the activity is happening right now. There was a lot of it just before they went off the market, pre-market, after-market activity. So I would keep my eye on it. She's sitting right on the 200 with a catalyst sitting in the pot. Definitely worth a watch.
Absolutely. Let's see what else. Anybody else? IFXY. Spring Guy 3. Nice uptrend today. Possible comeback, kid, but the float is a monster. They had the MI Pulp acquisition a few months ago. Let's look.
Yeah, she's been falling ever since that last run. That last run was 003 up to 0074. You had over 200% run.
Oh, yeah.
Many days. That's like 10 days of running right there. So with some dips in the middle. So if you were getting that whole thing, you were going to have to be patient. Definitely. and then it fell away, and she's been falling all this time, and only now is she really showing any signs of trying to get up over anything. She's on top of the 50 right now, and she hasn't really been there since that big run. We got a crossover on our PPO, and MACD just occurred and is hitting the signal line. So the strength is picking up on the long charts. On our smaller charts, there's your 5-day 15. Just today, she's gotten up over the 200 day. She's been under that the entire week. Technicals got real strong today. Was there really any news today? I haven't even checked, have we? IFXY. Let's see what we can get over here. IX. No, X.
IF. Yeah, IF.
Oh, no, that was just my fingers, not my head. My credit card got blocked the other day because I tried to buy something online and hit the wrong key for the expiration date. So my locked up my credit card for a wrong keystroke. It's getting too serious.
Oh, they usually give you a couple of tries. My goodness.
Yes, I told my brother-in-law, ATM gives you 3 tries before they block you. We've got no new news here. They had an acquisition back in August for MI Pulp. Not quite sure what that's all about. Maybe they've got a date in here when something was happening. MI Pulp, Me Pulp. Revenues exceed $22 million in 2021. So they're making money with this company that they are getting with or gotten with. Effective. It's been effective since July 29th. So it's a done deal. Why is she running today? What has got her pushing? Attorney letter. Was she, let me see, 666 annual. Got a lot going on there with that annual report. Boy, oh boy, they've been pushing on that for a while. 3 months they've been trying to get that annual report correct. Are they late on anything? 8. Where's the 5? Yeah, looks like we're missing one here. Between the 8 and the 3, there should be a 5. This is their annual. Their fiscal year obviously ends in June, but they still are missing a quarterly here. Now, they're not pink limited, but something's not right there. I don't understand. So I don't see any catalyst outside of that merger a while ago, and we've got no new SEC filings here. So again, we see something's going on. Somebody must know something.
Yes.
That's what Twitter tells us. Well, let's go to the horse's mouth.
That's always a good place to start.
It is. It's the only place to start if you have an option. This was 4 hours ago. Great news. We've regained current status. All right, they're missing one, and they still got current status, which is a big deal. Whenever you come out of the pink yield, the pink current, or off the expert market, doesn't matter. You're out of the danger zone, and that's always a good thing. I don't know why the investors would pour more money into it, but somebody is. This happens often. Shareholder update will be prepped over the weekend and released at some point next week. A reminder, our Q1 2023 report due 11/14 will be the first time Me Pulp results are included. There you go. Speculation. OTC traders love to speculate. They love to dream. Don't give them too much information. They're just, it's like Christmas. You don't want to know what's under the wrapping. It's guessing. It's trying to figure it out that's most exciting. And I think OTC traders love to speculate. When you give them room to let the ratings blow it up bigger than it is, you can get some running. So he's going to give this a week, 11/14. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks. I would watch this stock just because they're current. That's good. And he's teasing. He's putting some stuff out there because revenues, there's what it's all about. They were doing 22 million. So this is the first time we'll get to see the numbers help this company.
And then also start watching their Twitter page. Since they have one, they're posting. Watch that Twitter page as well. Because that could help.
Information.
Yes. Yep. Perfect.
Let's see. CRTD. Let me see that one. Bingo.
You got it?
Yeah. If you have time, Lily, it have a warrant too.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. That somebody else had asked about warrants with the DBGI. Let me address that real quick. Okay.
You go.
Well, I mean, there's nothing really to share, really. I just know there's a rule written in like where a court proceeding about warrants and stuff in 2001. They actually, because the warrant, they were trying to adjust the price, like the strike price of the warrant after the split happened, and the person took them to court, and they won because it was not written in their agreement for the warrants. Their S1 usually is what covers that. So what I recommend, and you might have to stay up a little bit late tonight, but dig through it if you're interested in the warrants or if you're already in the warrants of DBGI. They should have something written in there or one of their filings that tells you what happens if the reverse split was to take effect. Because it could, in my opinion, it could be affected. Here's the thing. If they're going to reverse split and 100 shares becomes one, but you have 100 warrants, and let's say the strike price is $3, well, you're making out like a bandit compared to everybody else because you can buy all these shares.
In price, do they at all?
Yes, that's what I don't know. It should be written in there. So let's say it's a whole warrant, and maybe they don't split the price on the warrants, but maybe they say, hey, instead of a whole warrant, now you get a third of a warrant. That would make sense. Or if they say, hey, instead of a $3 strike price, your strike price is now 11. That would make sense because it doesn't allow you to accumulate those warrants and then take advantage of this reverse split or getting more shares or for a very, very cheap price. Because I think they were sitting at like 8 cents right now, maybe 6, I can't remember. But so look into it and see what you can find out. Me personally, since I don't know, I'm not in them, I'm not playing them. I'll try to dig into it tomorrow or tonight, and I'll probably watch it tomorrow just to see what happened. But I can't advise or say what to do in this particular situation. Right now, I don't see the warrants really reacting too much. So there may be something out there that can tell you why. And I would check into that.
Which ticker are you referring to, Lily?
That was with the DBGI. Somebody had asked about that. What happens to the DBGI warrants whenever they actually do the reverse split? And so I just wanted to address that. It was for Velmore. I wanted to, and I don't think the warrant's going to split too. I could be wrong, but if they've written it that way, it will. Or their strike price could go up, or they could reduce the warrant from a whole to a third, that it's only going to buy you a third of a share now. So I don't know. They should have some type of restrictions written up on it in their S1 or their S1A. I can't remember what it's called, but there should be a filing to address it. So play at your own risk when it comes to a warrant. All right. Sorry, John. What was the next one?
Belmore Mackenzie Brown wants to talk about Created. Please, if you have
CRTD.
So
okay.
I'll share my screen here since I've already got this information pulled up.
Sure.
Cross your eyes and hope for the best. Bingo.
Perfect.
Okay, so Created, I am actually looking at the warrant. The warrant went up today. The stock went down.
Wow.
Yeah, so you've got 35% gains on the warrant, and Created itself was down almost 5%. And I don't see any fresh news here. They got a spinoff of their physical media library, their Web3 assets. They released a Vocal app here recently, as well as their Orbit app. So they're doing a lot. I don't know a lot about this company, but I did post some news about it the other day. I have read it, but I can't remember everything. But we can see these news presses are coming out every few days. They're just keeping us on the brink of everything they're doing. Created adds structured product expertise to its board of directors. And they've got some new talent on, and that was today. They got new talent on the board today. Peter Majar. Let's go take a look at that chart. I'm going to back this up in 15 minutes.
I'm trying to look up a little bit of information on that warrant. I'm not familiar with it. See if I can find something quickly.
Well, we can see she's bouncing off of a low bubble here. She has just been slowly crawling down to the floor. She hit a low bubble here of 0012. That low bubble, and again, you can see there's not a lot of trading going on here. Each one of these black bars is a full day. And they've got one price bar, maybe two. Some of them don't have any. So it hasn't been getting a lot, but it's a warrant. You can't expect a lot with the warrant unless somebody knows something. Normally, there's not a lot of volume on warrants. People just want them, and they're willing to pay the price. They're willing to pay the ask. And on a lot of warrants, you'll see a nice spread. between the price. You got to keep an eye on the spread. And they'll jump quick because of that spread. And all it takes is a few trades to get a warrant to move fast. And then all of a sudden people see it moving and boom, a few more people buy it and it jumps again because of the spreads. And you can end up with some real big gains on little catalysts. Imagine what they do with a big catalyst. So this is bouncing off of that low bubble. It is working its way up nicely. And it's approaching that 200-day on the 4-hour. Coming down to 5-day, 5-minute. Not a lot to look at. I'm going to have to come back at least an hour. So we've crossed the 50-day, and she already had her big price bars even before she crossed the 50. I normally don't look to see the bars get bigger until she gets on top of the 50, but she was doing it before. And she is steadily pushing up, and she is now about ready to cross over our 200-day SMA. And we are about, from the low bubble, you're about 80%, 70% up right now. She's starting to move. They've got a lot going on. I would do some more DD, but I remember the last time I looked at this company, I had a good feeling about it. It looked like a company moving in the right direction. We haven't checked into their financials, which is always the bottom line of the company. Are they making money? Are they making a profit? Not just pulling in money. Are they making a profit? So I do like the chart on this one. Let's take a look at the parent company. She had her jump yesterday. And just trickled down today. And then today the warrant picked up where this left off and it just kept growing. So there's something going on here. You can see we've got a nice steady growth here. And actually she's just consolidating right now. I mean, it's just a pullback. It's not a drop. Sitting right on top of the 9-day SMA, looking like she's waiting for the next step up. I like the way this looks as well. How about you, Lily?
I do like it. Like what you were saying, you were talking about the warrant when you said something about the 200-day. Usually the warrants are reactive, so they'll follow it afterwards. And usually, depending on the news or what's happening, what will happen with the warrant is that it will hold its gains a little bit better than the primary ticker. So it usually holds its gains a little bit better because there's a possibility that traders or investors are anticipating more news. So the warrant's already pretty cheap, so they're holding on to it or buying in when it dips down, anticipating that next move if it's going to happen. Now, I don't know the news with CRTD, and I don't know their warrant share structure. I don't know if it's a whole warrant. I don't know what their exercise price is. You would need to look up the SEC filing for that. Their S1 should have what they offered initially with the parent company and what the warrant is and the strike price for it. So check into that if you're interested into it. What's that?
Hours from yesterday till that high bubble. That was 100% run.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I like how it's holding. It's consolidating right there. It looks good.
Yeah, and if you throw your Fibonacci, which it's obvious to see. Oh, that's not the fib. Get down. There you go.
Yeah, to kind of see where it's, and the fibs are pretty accurate, you guys. I use them quite often.
Yeah, the initial thing I bring it up for is just to see if that price is over the 50% mark. We are. We're sitting on the one above it. And if it breaks that algorithmic support resistance, that's what you're getting here. If it breaks it and comes down, well, you can use this as your supports and your resistances. You know it's probably going to come down at least to here, at least. And that's what you watch for, is the bounce off of this one or breaking through that one as well. Technicals are a little weak on it right now, but I think that has a lot to do just with settling in. I don't know if she wants to continue falling right now. The consolidation looks good. She's had a nice steady bounce going up. And the warrant did react to it nicely today. It may not have run today, but the warrant did. So there's no bad mood about this stock. One or the other was running. So created or created W is definitely worth a watch right now. All right, if we got nothing sitting on the table, I'll share a couple things with you.
Go ahead, John. And I just want to say welcome to some of the new people that are watching us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. And guys, thank you for giving us the tickers. We really appreciate that.
Well, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before I put out this video, this breezer CNN, WQ, and WLAN all were up today. TXTM should have been up today. I don't know why it isn't. They had big news, folks. Let me see. Where is that one? TXTM. Right here.
So maybe it's just waiting, John. It might be the perfect time. We got to check into it. What's Twitter saying? What's going on?
Well, TXTM just had news come out yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago, actually. They had 2.3 million pounds of genus cannabis sativa order come in to the United States. This is the biggest order in the history of the cannabis industry ever. And it's coming in to the United States, which means somebody here is buying it. They have not told us who. What else they have not told us is what is it worth? And that's one of the things I'm thinking maybe made the stock, because as soon as the news came out, the stock fell. Let me show you here, folks. You probably saw it already on the video, but what the hey? Well, thank you very much. TXT. All right, let's right there. Yesterday. That's about right. She was going sideways all day and then took a fall. Is that right? Let me back up one more day here. Nope, it was right there. She was going sideways all day, and as soon as the news came out, that great news, the price fell. Hit a low bubble here, and now it's even fallen further. I can't figure it out. I know cannabis isn't the best loved sector, even though it's making more money than most sectors are right now. Honestly, most of your companies are doing 10 to hundreds of millions a quarter. Your marijuana companies absolutely are, but they're getting no love. This company's outside of the influence of America, doesn't have to put up with any of our senates not voting. They're in their own country, and their country supporting them, backing them. Actually, one of the management has been given an ambassadorship for the cannabis industry in the whole country of South Africa. So they've got some great ties. I got to figure this is worth something, folks. And without knowing how much, maybe people just got overwhelmed. I don't know.
Maybe they're just not excited yet because it's just cannabis right now and just the way it is. So they'll wait it out until they can get it in a better price. And so it doesn't mean it's bad news. It's good news.
And so you don't get confused. There's no stopping it from coming into the country because of our laws. This is hemp. This is CBD, which is totally legal by the Farm Bill of 2018. It can cross state lines. It can cross our continental borders. It doesn't have any restrictions. So this isn't the cannabis you smoke. This is the stuff you use to make plastic, make textiles, make fuel, make CBD oils. That's what hemp is used for. So I expect this. I expect TXTM to be doing a lot. I expect it to be a big grower down the road. And this should have been big news, so there's a delayed effect here. It's going to add value. We'd like to know how much money, though. But the other ones, WLAN.
Oh, it had a great day.
And it's been having a great week.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And this is
beautiful.
News of, what was WLAN? Glad I got these things put up real quick. Oh, the patented streetlight. They got a new advisor in from T-Mobile. He worked in Southern Florida, and this company just got the rights to a patented light pole, not only to sell it, but to make it. They've got a factory in Southern Florida, and this light pole, you can connect all sorts of LTE devices to it, as well as extend Wi-Fi and 5G capabilities from pole to pole all the way around and through a city. It helps connectivity issues.
Okay.
So they've got a lot going on right now, and it seems pretty exciting. Now, that isn't a novel idea, this light pole. I've covered other companies that have this same product, but they just got a contract for Dade County, Florida for this light pole. Well, the man that they just got was working in Southern Florida. I think this is something he brought to the table.
So he has connections.
So they've got some in Mexico as well, and all of them are working great. So right now, people are quite excited about this company, and she is on a serious uptrend right now. She hasn't even really touched her 200. She's come close just to whisper in its ear, but that's about it. And she's sitting up here on the 50-day SMA, looking like she wants to continue to grow. Everything really looks nice on this. And if you take a look from the back, there you go. Look at that.
Look at all that volume. Oh, that's just gorgeous.
So we had something going on back here, which was quite exciting. But compared to this, not only is it going faster but higher. I mean, this is just incredible growth right now. The technicals are screaming, so there's no reason not to be watching WLN. Now, I understand when the stock's rising like this, it can be difficult to say, well, isn't it too late to get in? It's already gone this far. You know how many people said that about Netflix? Oh, it's gone too far. I can't get in now. And then it went up some more. Oh, man, there's no way I can get in. Now it's too high. And it went up some more. You know what? If you think a stock has got potential to be a big stock, we're talking pennies, not even pennies. It's not even more than a penny yet. We're still down here at roughly the best price you can buy at.
I like the build up on it. I really do.
It's at a penny right now, folks, virtually. You buy it at a penny. Yeah. If you buy it at 2 cents, you get, for $100, you get 5,000 shares. Buy it at a penny, you get twice as many shares for half the price. Twice as many shares, 100,000 shares for half the price. And as soon as it goes from 1 cent to 2 cents, which isn't a very big move, you've got all your money back. Pull your investment out and let your free shares ride the rest of the way. It's one of the best ways to trade. No risk if you're dealing with the company's money and not your own. So this is showing lots of continual growth, good potential with the company, lots of attention. Just hit a high bubble. We would like to see it break that, but this could be the point that you want to look at it before it breaks it again, because she's moving at a quick rate. Am I overhyping this, Lily? You think I'm saying?
Well, I want to know, I don't disagree if they have a lot going on for them, and this is, futuristic kind of, because that's what the market does, John. It projects what they think the value should be.
Right.
So you're not off on that. And you may have covered this, and maybe I just didn't hear you. How's their financials and stuff like that look? Because the ones I'm looking at going in long, or I think this is great, it's going to do well. Then I want to know their financials. I want to know what's on the books. Kind of get familiar with their management.
They've been making money over the last 4 years. They call themselves, now this is what I pointed out. It's mentioned as a show risk here. But as you can see, they've had money every single year, and they're in the profit. Not that it's a lot, but it doesn't have to be a lot. That's not what show risk is about. And when you come down to quarterly, again, it's not a lot, but they have money. So I don't know why they call them a show risk. I don't get that. They do show that they're paying their own bills. They may be running at a loss. Barely. It's costing them they're 3,000 behind. So, they hardly have any problems right now. They just have room for growth. They needed a product. They've got their own factory. They're building them, and they're installing them. So, it sounds like something we could use. And that's the thing with 5G. 5G is not like Wi-Fi. You have to have these devices close.
It sounds like it's a hotspot kind of. That's similar to a hotspot that you would have in your home, but it's going to be throughout the city for better connectivity. I think it's great. It's a great idea, great concept of getting contracts, and I like that. So with following up on that, seeing if there's more catalyst, check out your management, kind of research the company a little bit, and then, could buy a little here. But you have plenty of time. This could, if you're doing a short play on it, then make your purchases and then, take your gains. But you'll have time because something's going to happen, or there's going to be a lot of growth. And that's how I look at all these OTC stocks, John. They're going to be a lot of growing pains. So if you're wanting to get in, there will be an opportunity. It might be next August, but you'll get it.
We got another bankruptcy here. I did cover this, but again, this went up. And I say a company, they've got 2 stocks here. One is a unsponsored ADR, and it is 3 shares for every 1 share of the company stock, which is that right there, CNNWQ. The last 2 days they've been running. This company is also coming out of bankruptcy. Their bankruptcy, the company is I think the 2nd largest movie theater company in the world. They're in 10 countries with over 750 theaters, over 9,500 screens. And during COVID, nobody was watching movies, so they couldn't pay the rent because they had no money. And they got $1 billion or $5 billion in deficit just for rent. So that's why they had to go bankrupt. They just got permission to take care of $1 billion worth of that debt, plus they get $150 million access for their own use. Now, I was reading in an article yesterday that the company says once they get out from underneath this bankruptcy, they really have strong intentions of selling. They want to sell the whole business. They feel that the landlords will treat new owners better than they're being treated. That's the way I caught the article. So this company has been moving both of the stocks. Good gains. One had 168% yesterday. One had 198% yesterday. And as I said, one is an ADR, and it's 3 times the price basically. But there's really no difference except that this is an unsponsored ADR. These are shares being held in a bank for a foreign company that could not get on the exchange by themselves. And you can literally exchange these shares for the other shares if you wanted to. They will allow you to do that.
So this one's in bankruptcy right now, and it's sitting at 17 something cents.
And
they're trying
shares. The company itself is sitting at 6.5 cents.
Okay, so it just always blows my mind that AMC, is sitting at $6 and $7, and this is like the second largest. Do you see how crazy that is?
Right.
I just wanted to point that out. And John, before you get done, and this will be our last one, you guys, but G Rod had asked about XCPL. So if you want to finish up, and then we'll finish off on XCPL before we log off for the day. We've already hit 5 o'clock.
That was quick. All right.
I know, right?
I'm not even going to look at this. You know what 168 and 198% sound like. And she was still rising slowly today. So it is something to watch, these bankruptcies. I'm watching LATAM Airlines. They were supposed to file bankruptcy today. I haven't read anything about it. The only thing I read is they're about ready to go on strike in Chile against LATAM. And they had an accident in the air, hit a hailstorm, and just devoured the nose of the plane. Busted it up. A lot of havoc in flying. Outside of that, everything looks really good. Stock went up today about 40%. It's nice to see it green, at least on my end. It's going to be coming out of bankruptcy. It's at pennies right now. It's at $12 when it went off the market, and they got $8 billion infused into them. They have more assets than they do liabilities. They just made a deal with Delta. They're making a deal with Virgin Atlantic.
That's good.
Not like they're going anywhere. And their last disclosure just showed us $42 billion a year. So, yeah, I'm invested in that one. That's the other bankruptcy you need to watch.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would like that one too. But yeah, XCPL, I did have a little bit of information on this, not much. I did see a couple, and I think we might have talked about it last week too. I did, because I was saying that they had been diluting when the price was really low, which is kind of a good thing. If you're going to do it, you don't want to do it when it's climbing, and that kind of hurts the shareholders. But it's still doing well, even though they've had some dilution on XCPL. So what I do know of XCPL is that there was a point, because I've already looked at this chart, it's a 0.0043 gap fill, but we hit 0.0044. So we were right above it. And usually when I'm anticipating a gap fill, I will give it a little bit more. Sometimes it doesn't quite touch it. So that would have been a good entry for this one. We're going to keep watching it though, because I do think there's more to come. It just completed, I think, a 20 million acquisition. Can't remember with who. I have no idea. I just get the basics. What's that?
Glory Entertainment.
There you go. Sounds good to me.
250 million in startup.
Yep. So they just did that, or it's like a $32 million merger or something. It was something really big. So this is definitely on the radar for a lot of people, and a lot of people are trading it right now. They have tweets coming out. You can follow that with their company. Tweets are coming out that bigger things are coming. There's more acquisitions. There's dividends, more deals, buybacks, share buybacks is possible. So all this little bit of chatter, true or not true, is going to make it move. So that's one thing to know. The way I'm looking at this one is to add on the dips if you want to play it. So just be patient with it. Add me personally, unless I know more of what's going on with XCPL, I'm not going long or anything like that. It'll be more of playing the chart, taking the gains, getting back in if there's an opportunity, if there's more to come. But I look at things more short term because I want to make sure that I'm getting my money.
So it looks like the company they made the deal with, Glory Entertainment, is really in there. They're not a startup company. They've got a lot going on here. Glory
Okay.
already 70 million streams across multiple platforms, 4.6 million social media followers, and 60 million Spotify listeners. So they've got an audience.
That's
And I
good.
see down here that even this company themselves have made a deal. Where was that? They're I got to shrink it down. I was just reading that while you were talking. Glory is expected to bring in 39 million during year one with a variety of revenue streams, and Glory has already acquired a stake in Made in East New York Mining, headed up by an accomplished record producer, Jack Knight. So they've got a lot going on, not only with the merger, but the company that they're involved with has got deals going on too, which is definitely a good thing. And the share structure, it's a little high. We're under just a 500 million shares, but
Okay.
exceptional as well. I didn't get this too long ago. Think I'm close to even, maybe just a little down because of today. We are pink limited over here. Oh, well, that's scary. I don't like that. Let's see here.
Yeah, all I did was look at the chart. That's it.
Attorney letter 12.3. Okay, there's 3 again. 3 again, 12.
Oh, we got to celebrate G-Rod. He said, thanks. I got in at 0.0027 and out at 0.006. Something was thinking about getting back in after a cool off. Congratulations, first of all, taking your gains. Good job. And that's the thing, you guys. We never know. So always do what's comfortable to you and make sure you're taking your gains. But it could cool off a little bit. Go ahead, John. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. Looks to me like the only thing missing here is September's. I see everything here except the last one, and they must just have crossed that line. Now, what you got to remember here, folks, is that when you go pink limited, you're late on your filings. If you're late too long, they will kick you off. And unlike the NASDAQ, you don't get no 6 months to get it right. Matter of fact, when you get close to being kicked off, you'll get a warning down here. It'll say grace period. They get 15 days from the day you see that. So you don't want to go investing your money into a stock where you see grace period down here. There's a good chance it could disappear. But they won't tell you the date. You got to come over here to this quotation button right there. Scroll on down to proprietary quote eligibility. And there'll be another line here that says grace period, last date. And it'll tell you what date they're going to be pulled off the market. And if they're there after that date, that would be a good time to buy in.
Gotcha. Also, I want to say today I did not forget about you with your W land gains. I did say something in the chat, but I'll throw it up here real quick because I am very proud. When y'all do this is amazing. He said, I sold W land this week with a good profit. I won't back in, but we'll wait to see if it cools off, which is absolutely what we should do in taking your gains. I don't know if today I meant to or not. What's that?
It's so bad if it keeps growing and you've got your gains.
That's right. Even if you just took half. You've secured your initial investment. That's amazing. That's incredible. That's what you should do as a trader. And I don't know if today I meant to or not, but if I'm not mistaken, that little comment right there, it looks like they might have flipped us off. And I wasn't trying to be ugly to you in any way. I just didn't want to interrupt John.
No, I think
a different ticker. What was it?
I think it's a thumbs up.
I hope it's a thumbs up, but it kind of looked like a little birdie finger. And I'm like, I love you. Don't do that to me. I'm proud of all of you when you trade like this and you're getting those profits. That's amazing. What's that, John?
With you people bringing in all these requests after 5 o'clock. Natural Shrimp, they're going ahead with the uplisting. AITX, they're selling robots left and right. Their business is growing.
They are.
Eyeless, you better believe Eyeless. I love Eyeless. Eyeless is a strong company. QIND, I think we looked at it last week.
Is this a subsidiary of Eyeless we found out last week, or we mentioned that last week? QIND?
We talk about it each week, I think. She had a down week last week, but there's nothing bad going on with Eyeless. She's always
Eyeless has got a lot coming.
Yeah.
Management seems to be pretty solid with Eyeless. So, any of them that's What's that?
We did get a finger.
Was it a finger? I didn't mean to. I'm
No,
sorry.
I think it's a joke. It says JK. Does that mean
It's-
joke?
I hope so.
No,
'Cause I
uh,
love all you guys.
we love you guys. You know, it's good to have a sense of humor. We don't take anything personal here. We're
No.
just sharing information. I don't know you, you don't know me, but we got a common interest. We
That's
love
right.
the stock market and we want to make money, and I want to help you make money. Even if you're not giving me any part of it, I still want to help you make money. And by you bringing me tickers, you're probably helping me too. And Lily,
That's right.
thank you for all your insights, girl.
Oh, no problem, John. I love being here. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry if we didn't get to everybody. We did try to. Join us back next week. Get in here early and you can even put those tickers in before we come on and we'll see them.
Yes,
So go ahead. And that's what, who was it that did that today? That was so funny. Signor Pops. Yeah, he did that. He or she had it in there for us to go ahead and look at it. So yeah, guys, take advantage of that. See us in the Discord. You can join us anytime, and we're here every Thursday at 4 Eastern to help you.
See you
John,
next week.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.